Hey friends, you hear it referenced all the time in sermons and in worship songs, this concept that as Christians, we have been given a new name. But where does this idea come from? To answer that, we have to go back, like way, way back, to Old Testament times when it was common for people to enter into something called covenants. A covenant is a promise. And in ancient times, people took covenants very, very seriously. Two people would bind themselves together, vowing to fulfill certain obligations to each other, and then they would seal the deal with a covenant ceremony where they would exchange robes, weapons, blessings and curses, names, and even their oldest sons. Today, I want to talk about the exchange of names. Exchanging names meant that if I, Elizabeth Kiefer, made a covenant with you, Jane Smith, my name from that time on would be Elizabeth Smith Kiefer. We would take your name and smush it right in the middle of mine. You'll remember one famous covenant story from Scripture where this happened. God, who was called Yahweh, stuck the letters AH from his own name into the middle of Abram's name. And from that time on, Abram was called Abraham. They were in covenant with each other. So what's the application for us today? Well, Scripture says that because of Jesus, we have entered a new and better covenant with God, which means we can expect to have that same covenantal exchange with him. That's why those of us who believe in Jesus are called Christians. We carry Christ's name. So I want to ask you today, how would you walk differently if you knew Jesus had given you his very name? Would you enter God's presence with more confidence in your access to the Father? Would you be more eager to represent Christ's humble love on earth? Would you walk in the kind of kingdom authority that brings healing and breakthrough, knowing you had a name to back you up? Jeremiah 14:9 says, "Yet you, O Lord, are in our midst, and we are called by your name. Father, may we know our names."